We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Okay, here in this question, the line CD has its end C is 15 mm above HP and 10 mm in front of VP, and D is 60 mm above HP, 60 mm above HP, and the distance between the end projector is 50 mm. Distance between end projector means distance between line AA dash and BB dash is 50 mm. The line is inclined to HP by 25 degrees, so theta is equal to 25. Okay, so this phi data is given. First I draw the reference line at here. Now I mark the point C. C is 15 mm above, so I measure the distance 15 mm and 10 mm in front of, so 10 mm at here. So I get the point C dash and C at here. Okay, so I first draw the locus for C dash and C at here. Now point D is 60 mm above HP. I don't know where the point is, but I know that its distance from reference line is 60 mm. Okay, so simple, I measure from reference line 60 mm distance and draw one horizontal line. So this is the locus for point D dash. I get D dash point on this line. Okay, now the distance between end projector is 50 mm. Okay, so from here I measure the 50 mm distance and draw one vertical line. At here. So I get a D dash point on this line. Okay, and I also get a D dash point on this horizontal line. So intersection of this line give me the point D dash. Okay, because its distance is 60 mm above from the reference line. Okay, and I get a D dash point on this vertical line. Okay, so this line C dash D dash is my final front view, and angle made by front view is alpha. Okay, now another data given is theta is equal to 20, means the angle made by the true length. Here the true length is not given, but angle is given. Angle is 20. So from C dash point I draw one line at angle of 25 degree. Theta is equal to 25 degree. Okay, which intersect the locus of B dash at here. Okay, so this line is my true length, because we know that the true length and front view have end point on the same horizontal line. Okay, so here I get my point D1 dash. Okay, so C dash D1 dash is my true length. Okay, now from true length I draw the projection. Okay, up to the locus of C. Okay, because we get the projection of C dash at here. Okay, so I take the projection up to the locus of C. Okay, because we draw the projection for line C dash D1 dash, we get it at here C D1. Okay, so this is my top view length. Okay, now find the D point. I have two conditions. Its distance from point C is equal to top view length. Okay, and I get the D point on this vertical line. Okay, because D dash and D line on the same vertical line. Okay, so I take C as a center and C D1 as a radius. I draw one arc which intersected here. Okay, so here I get my final point D. Okay, so this CD line is my final top view, and angle made by top view is apparent angle beta. Okay, now we have the true length. Okay, so for finding the angle phi, okay, I take C as a center and true length is equal, if I measure the true length, then true length is equal to 108 mm. Okay, so I take true length as a radius and C as a center, I draw one arc which intersect the locus of D. Okay, this line is locus of D. Okay, so here I get my point D2. Okay, so it is my true length. Okay, an angle made by true length is angle phi. Okay, and if I measure the angle phi, then it's 50 degree. Okay, I find the true length by another method. I take arc from front view length at here. Okay, and from this front view length I draw the one projection line at here which intersect the locus of D. Okay, so here I get the D2 point, and connecting C with D2 I get my true length. Okay, so I finding the true length any of these method. Okay. Here in this question given that line AB measure 80 mm in top view. So its top view length and plan length is equal to 80 mm and 70 mm in front view. So front view length is equal to 70 mm. Then the midpoint M of the line is 45 mm in front of VP. Point M is the midpoint of line AB. It's 45 mm in front of VP and 35 mm above HP. 35 mm above HP. The end point A is 10 mm in front of VP. 10 mm in front of VP. Okay, so this 5 data is given. Okay, we require to draw the projection of line and finding true length and inclination with HP and VP. So we require to find the true length, then theta and phi. Here in this question, condition for the midpoint is given. Okay, midpoint is 35 mm above HP. Okay, so from here first I draw the reference line. Now from reference line I measure 35 mm distance at here, 35 mm distance. Okay, and mark the point M dash. Okay, here M dash is midpoint of line AB. Okay, so first I represent the midpoint. Now it's 45 mm in front of, so from here I measure the 45 mm distance and mark the point M at here. Now the point A is 10 mm in front of VP. Okay, I don't know where the point A is, but it is 10 mm in front of VP. Okay, so from here I measured the 10 mm distance and draw locus for point A. Okay, so I get the point A on this line. Okay, so its distance from reference line is 10 mm. Okay, now here front view length is 70 mm. Okay, front view length is 70 mm and top view length is 80 mm. Okay, so for here if the top view length is 80 mm, okay, then if this line AB top view, final top view length means line AB is equal to 80 mm. Okay, and M is the midpoint of line, so distance between point A and M is 40 mm. Okay, so for finding the point A I have two conditions. Its distance from point M is 40 mm and I get the point A on this line. Okay, so I take 40 mm as a radius. Okay, and M as a center. I draw one arc which intersect the locus of A at here. So here this distance is equal to 40 mm, so I get my point A at here. Okay, this distance is equal to 40 mm. Now M is the midpoint of line AB. Okay, so similarly from this side I extend this line from M up to 40 mm. So here I get my point B. Okay, so this AB line is my final top view. So here I draw one line. Okay, this is locus of point B. Okay, and this angle made by top view is apparent angle beta. Okay, now we know that the point A and A dash on the same vertical line. So from point A I draw one vertical line, so I get my point A dash on this line. Now M dash is midpoint of line A dash B dash. Okay, M dash is midpoint of line A dash B dash. Okay, if the distance between A dash B dash is 70 mm, because front view length is 70 mm. Okay, so this total distance is 70 mm. that the distance between A dash and M dash is 35 because M dash is the midpoint of line A dash B dash. Okay, so for finding the A dash, I have two conditions. Its distance from M dash is 35 mm and we get the A dash point on this vertical line. Okay, so I take M dash as a center and 35 mm as a radius. I draw one arc which intersects this vertical line at here. Okay, now total front view length is 70 mm. Okay, so from M dash point I take 35 mm here. So here I get my point B dash. Okay, here A dash point. Okay, so this A dash B dash is my final front view and angle made by length is apparent angle alpha. Okay, so here first I draw the locus of A dash and locus of B dash. Okay, so now we have all four locus. Now from front view length we require to find the true length. Okay, so from front view length I draw one arc which intersect at here. Okay, now from this arc I draw the projection because here we know that the from front view that if I draw one arc at here, okay, and after that I take the projection, okay, then we get its true length. Okay, so I take the projection of this line up to the locus of B. Okay, so here I get my point B2. Okay, so this line AB2 is my true length. Okay, and if I measure the true length, then it's equal to 95. Okay, now I know that true length. Okay, and I know the locus of the end of true length. Okay, so I take 95 mm as a radius and A dash as a center. Okay, I draw one arc which intersect at here. Okay, so this line is my true length is equal to 95. So here I get my point B1 dash. Okay, I find the true length another way. For that I take AB as a radius and A as a center. I draw one arc at here up to this. Okay, now from this point I take the projection which intersect the locus of B dash at here. Okay, so I get B1 point at here. Okay, so A dash B1 dash is my true length. Okay, so I find the true length any of this method. Okay, in question we require to find the true length. Okay, so true length has been measured 95 mm. Okay, and then theta and phi. Okay, this angle true length made with the HP is equal to theta and theta is equal to 32 degree. Similarly here we require to 32 degree. We require to find the phi. Phi means angle made by the true length with the vertical plane. So this angle phi is equal to, if I measure this angle is 40 degree. Okay, so this is the answer of this question. Okay, in this question given that line AB 55 mm long inclined to VP. So first true length is given. True length is equal to 50 mm. Is inclined to VP at angle of 30. So angle phi is given. Phi is 30 degree. Its endpoint A is 12 mm above HP and 20 mm in front of VP. 20 mm in front of VP. The line AB contained by a plane perpendicular to VP and making an angle of 45 degree to the line. Okay, this data is important, read carefully. Here the line AB contained by a plane. Okay, so line AB on a plane which is perpendicular to the VP, because a plane is perpendicular to VP and making an angle of 45 to the line. Okay, if the plane is perpendicular to VP and it's making an angle 45, so this is made with the horizontal plane. Okay, and made by the line. Okay, so it's angle made by our final front view. Okay, so this angle is apparent angle alpha. Okay, this data is very important to understand. Okay, here given that the line contained by a plane which is perpendicular to the VP. Okay, so the plane is perpendicular to VP, so this angle made with the HP. Okay, and an angle made with the HP we represent it by the inclination angle alpha. So here alpha is given 45 degree. Okay, so in this problem this 5 data is given. In every problem we have 5 data to solve the question. Okay, so here it is 5 data. Okay, so first I present the point A. For that, first I draw the reference line at here. Okay, XY. Now I represent point A. Point A is 12 mm above HP. So from here I measure the distance 12 mm above HP and 20 mm in front of. So from here I measure 20 mm. Okay, so here I get my point A dash, and here I get my point A. Okay, first now I draw the locus. This is for locus A dash, this one is for locus A. Okay, now true length is given 50 mm, phi is 30 degree, alpha is equal to 45 degree. Okay, so first I take true length is equal to 50 mm and angle phi is equal to 30 degree. Okay, phi means angle made with the VP. Okay, but we represent it on horizontal plane. Okay, so phi is equal to 30 and length is equal to 50. I draw one line at here. So here I get my point B2. Okay, so I draw the locus for B. This line is locus for point B, means I get the point B on this line. Okay, now this angle phi is equal to 30 degree. Okay, now here we have the angle alpha is equal to 45 degree. So from here I draw the line at an angle of 45 degree. I don't know where the point is B dash, but I know this point is on this line. Alpha is equal to 45 degree. Okay, B dash point on this line. Okay, now from this true length I draw the projection here. Okay, because we get the projection of A dash at here. Okay, so I take the projection of B2 up to locus of A dash. So here I get my point B2 dash. Okay, and this is my final front view length. Okay, so now for marking the point B dash I have two conditions. Its distance from A dash is equal to front view length. Okay, and I get the B dash point on this line. Okay, at angle of 45. Okay, so I take A dash as a center and A B2 dash as a radius. I draw one arc which intersected here. Okay, so here I get my final front view at here. Okay, so A dash B dash is my final front view. Now we know that the B dash and B point on the same line. Okay, so from this B dash point, if I draw one vertical line, okay, so now from point B dash I draw one vertical line which intersect the locus of B at here. Okay, so here I get my point B. Okay, so this AB is my final top view. An angle made by final top view is apparent angle beta. If I want to find the angle theta, okay, then we know the true length. Okay, here we know that the true length is 50 mm. Okay, and we get the point on this line. Here I draw the locus of B dash. Now for finding the angle theta, okay, I know that the true length is equal to 50 mm. So I take A dash as a center and 50 mm as a radius. If I draw one arc which intersect the locus at here, so here I get my point B1 dash. Okay, this is my true length. An angle made by true length is theta. Okay, so here I conclude this lecture. In next lecture we learn about the projection of plane.